Case study number 1. Salma, a 10-year-old in her 5th grade, was bullied in her school due to her socio-economic background. Her friend shunned her from group activities and called her names like savage and bum, wahshi and fakir. Savage, wahshi, bum, fakir. The bullying and teasing drove her away from all social activities and she soon fell into depression. These incidents gave rise to several failed suicide attempts. Identify Question 1 है Identify the most important facts surrounding the case. The most important facts are: Salma is a 10-year-old fifth grader. She was bullied due to her socio-economic background. Her friends excluded her from group activities and called her derogatory names. The bullying led to her withdrawal from social activities and depression. She made several failed suicide attempts. So these are the most important facts. Question 2. Identify the key issue or issues. Bullying. Salma is being bullied based on her socio-economic status. 2. Social exclusion. She is being excluded from group activities. Mental health. The bullying has led to depression and suicide attempts. Question 3. Specify alternative strategies. Anti-bullying programs. Implement school-wide anti-bullying programs, counseling and support. Provide Salma with access to counseling and mental health support. Parental and teacher involvement. Engage parents and teachers to create a supportive environment. Peer support groups. Establish peer support groups to foster inclusion and empathy. Awareness campaigns. Conduct awareness campaigns to educate students about the impact of bullying. Question 4. Evaluate each strategy. Anti-bullying programs. Effective in creating a culture of respect and zero tolerance for bullying, but requires consistent enforcement and participation. Counseling and support. Provides immediate mental health support for Salma, but may not address the root cause of bullying. Parental and teacher involvement. Ensures a supportive network around Salma, but requires commitment and cooperation from all parties. Peer support groups. Encourages empathy and inclusion among students, but may take time to establish trust and effectiveness. Awareness campaigns. Raises awareness and educates students, but may not have immediate impact on Salma's situation. Question 5. Recommend the best strategy. A combination of counseling and support for Salma and anti-bullying programs at the school would be the most effective approach. This ensures Salma receives the immediate help she needs while addressing the broader issue of bullying within the school. Reflection questions. Question 1. Something I didn't know or hadn't expected. The extent to which socioeconomic background can impact a child's social interactions and mental health. Question 2. Something I found surprising or intriguing. The severe impact of bullying leading to depression and suicide attempts in such a young child. Question 3. Something I need to learn more about. Effective strategies and programs that schools can implement to prevent bullying and support affected students. Question 4. Something I can connect with my previous learning or experience. The importance of creating an inclusive and supportive environment in educational settings to promote the well-being of all students. Case study number 2. Raza was the shortest boy in his class, while all the other boys started to tower over him. He still remained 4.2 tall in 8th grade. The boys made fun of his short stature, the constant comparison that he put himself through, and the self-blame for not having grown taller had driven him into depression. Raza began to skip classes and made excuses to avoid going to school. He became lonely and shut himself out from the world. Question 1. Identify the most important facts surrounding the case. Raza is the shortest boy in his class, standing at 4.2 inch in 8th grade. He is subjected to teasing and bullying by his classmates due to his short stature. The constant comparison and self-blame have led Raza into depression. Raza starts skipping classes and making excuses to avoid school. He becomes lonely and isolates himself from the world. Question 2. Identify the key issue or issues. Bullying and teasing. Raza is being bullied because of his height. Mental health. Raza's self-esteem and mental health are severely affected, leading to depression. School avoidance. Raza is avoiding school to escape the bullying, which impacts his education. Social isolation. Raza is becoming increasingly isolated from his peers and the world. Question 3. Specify alternative strategies. Counseling and support. Provide Raza with access to a school counselor or therapist to address his mental health issues. Anti-bullying programs. Implement anti-bullying programs and policies in the school to create a safer environment. Peer support groups. Establish peer support groups where students can share their experiences and support each other. Parental involvement. Engage Raza's parents in the process to provide additional support at home. Height acceptance campaign. Promote a campaign that celebrates diversity in height and other physical attributes. Question 4. Evaluate each strategy. Counseling and support. This can provide Raza with professional help to manage his depression and build resilience. However, it requires Raza's willingness to participate. Anti-bullying programs. These can create a long-term positive impact on the school environment but may take time to implement and see results. Peer support groups. These can offer immediate emotional support and help Raza feel less isolated. However, they need to be well facilitated to be effective. Parental involvement. This can provide a strong support system for Raza but requires cooperation and understanding from his parents. Height acceptance campaign. This can help change the school culture and reduce bullying based on physical attributes, but it may take time to shift attitudes. 5. Recommend the best strategy. A combination of counseling and support and anti-bullying programs would likely to be the most effective. Counseling can address Raza's immediate mental health needs, while anti-bullying programs can create a safer and more inclusive school environment in the long term. Reflection questions. Something I didn't know or hadn't expected. The extent to which bullying can impact a student's mental health and lead to severe consequences like depression and school avoidance. 2. Something I found surprising or intriguing. The idea of a height acceptance campaign and how promoting diversity can help reduce bullying. 3. Something I need to learn more about. Effective strategies for implementing anti-bullying programs in schools. something I can connect with my previous learning or experience. The importance of mental health support in educational settings and how peer support can play a crucial role in a student's well-being. Case study number 3. Sarah, a 13-year-old 7th grader, was an outgoing and friendly girl who always tried to make new friends. At home, she was the opposite, often trying to stay away from her addicted father and a mother whose quarrels did not seem to end. The lack of love and care at home turned into a deep craving for attention in school. She would go to extreme lengths to keep her friends interested in her. She would not express her emotions to others in the fear of losing them, and resorted to self-harm to get attention. Question 1. Identify the most important facts surrounding the case. Sarah is a 13-year-old 7th grader. She is outgoing and friendly at school but withdrawn at home. Her father is addicted and her parents frequently quarrel. She craves attention at school due to a lack of love and care at home. She goes to extreme lengths to keep her friends interested. She fears expressing her emotions and resorts to self-harm for attention. Question 2. Identify the key issue or issues. Emotional neglect at home. Sarah's home environment lacks emotional support and stability. Attention seeking behavior. Her craving for attention leads her to extreme measures. Fear of rejection. She fears losing friends if she expresses her true emotions. Self-harm. She resorts to self-harm as a way to gain attention. Question 3. Specify alternative strategies. Counseling and therapy. Provide Sarah with access to a school counselor or therapist to help her express her emotions healthily. Parental involvement. Engage her parents and family therapy to address the home environment issues. Peer support groups. Encourage Sarah to join peer support groups where she can connect with others facing similar challenges. Extracurricular activities. Involve Sarah in extracurricular activities to build her self-esteem and provide positive attention. 4. Evaluate each strategy. Counseling and therapy. This can provide Sarah with a safe space to express her emotions and learn coping mechanism. However, it requires her willingness to participate. Parental involvement. Family therapy can address the root cause of the home environment issues, but it depends on the parent's willingness to change. Peer support groups. These groups can offer Sarah a sense of belonging and understanding, but she might initially be hesitant to join. Extracurricular activities. These activities can boost her self-esteem and provide a positive outlet for her energy, but they require her interest and commitment. 5. Recommend the best strategy. Counseling and therapy. This strategy is recommended as it directly addresses Sarah's emotional needs and provides her with tools to cope with her situation. Combining this with extracurricular activities can offer a balanced approach to improving her self-esteem and providing positive attention. Reflection questions. Something I didn't know or hadn't expected. The extent to which a lack of emotional support at home can impact a child's behavior at school. 2. Something I found surprising or intriguing. Sarah's use of self-harm as a means to gain attention. Something I need to learn more about. Effective methods for engaging parents and family therapy. 4. Something I can connect with my previous learning or experience. The importance of a supportive home environment and a child's emotional and social development. Case study number 4. Ryan was known as the Hulk in his school. He was famous in his school for his extremely violent and aggressive behavior that spared neither his classmates nor the teachers. He hung out with his gang of people who showed similar behavior and were the reason for all the mishaps in the school. The principal had decided to send Ryan to the school counselor. The counselor concluded that Ryan's personality type was unfit for the school. Hence, he was expelled. Question 1. Identify the most important facts surrounding the case. Ryan is known for his extremely violent and aggressive behavior. His behavior affects both classmates and teachers. He associates with a group of individuals who exhibit similar behavior. The principal decided to send Ryan to the school counselor. The counselor concluded that Ryan's personality type was unfit for the school. Ryan was expelled from the school. Question 2. Identify the key issue or issues. The primary issue is Ryan's violent and aggressive behavior. The influence of his peer group on his behavior. The school's decision to expel Ryan based on the counselor's assessment. Question 3. Specify alternative strategies. Behavioral intervention programs. Implementing programs to address and modify Ryan's behavior. Counseling and therapy. Providing ongoing counseling and therapy to help Ryan manage his aggression. Parental involvement. Engaging Ryan's parents or guardians in the intervention process. Peer mediation. Introducing peer mediation programs to resolve conflicts and improve relationships. Alternative education settings. Considering alternative education settings that might better suit Ryan's needs. Question 4. Evaluate each strategy. Behavioral intervention program. These programs can be effective in teaching Ryan appropriate behaviors and coping mechanisms. However, they require time and resources. Counseling and therapy. Ongoing counseling can help Ryan understand and manage his aggression. It may also uncover underlying issues contributing to his behavior. This approach requires commitment from both Ryan and his family. Parental involvement. Involving parents can provide a support system for Ryan and reinforce positive behaviors at home. However, it depends on the parents' willingness and ability to participate. Peer mediation. This can help improve Ryan's relationship with his peers and reduce conflicts. It requires training and cooperation from other students. Alternative education settings. These settings might provide a more suitable environment for Ryan, but they may also isolate him from mainstream education and peers. Question 5. Recommend the best strategy. The best strategy would likely be a combination of behavioral intervention programs, counseling and therapy, and parental involvement. This comprehensive approach addresses Ryan's behavior, provides him with the tools to manage his aggression, and involves his family in the process. Reflection question. Something I didn't know or hadn't expected. The extent to which peer influence can impact a student's behavior. Something I found surprising or intriguing. The decision to expel Ryan based solely on the counselor assessment without exploring other interventions. Question 3. Something I need to learn more about. Effective behavioral intervention programs and their implementation in schools. Question 4. Something I can connect with my previous learning or experience. The importance of a supportive and inclusive approach in addressing behavioral issues in students.